Right, what we got here? This is a bit of a rotavator. This is the one, this is my dad's one. Do you remember I got that one off of Mr. Colin Ketley? You have to bear with me with this camera, by the way, because it's broken and the lens doesn't work. So yeah, and what I did was I had to change the coils over because the old coil was broken. But the trouble is now, he said it won't start again. There seems to be no spark apparently. So I've got it back, and we'll see if we can work out what the trouble is. See if we can get the spark to come back if there is no spark, and see if we can get it running again. Because it's quite nippy out there now, so you know it'd be good to get it running every now and again and get it a bit of a start up. So let's get into it, shall we? Right, let's have a look. Let's have a look and see what we got here. Now, he said to me there's no spark, so I'm assuming he's already taken the plug out and had a look. But seems to have mould on it. Look at that. It's got some sort of mould on it, look. It's all furry. What's that all about then? It's like got furry mould on it. I've never seen a spark plug before with furry mould on it, have you? Bloody hell. Well, let's clean that off. Clean the mould off. A mouldy spark plug. I've never seen a mouldy spark plug before. Right. There we go. Somewhere like that. So you know what that means. Better turn that radio down. YouTube's gone very crazy recently, and we certainly don't want any copywriting. So you know what that means. I've got to take that off. My camera's gone all funny again. Look at that. Bloody hell. If you could see that screen now, it's full of error messages. Bloody nightmare. Anyway, yeah, so I've got to take this cover off, take the flywheel off, and behind the flywheel is the points. So we'll get to that, and we'll have a look. I'm gonna turn you lot off now because this camera's, I don't know, it's mad. Right. Here we go, we're in here then. We should... Well, do you know what I'm hoping? I'm hoping it's just a point that I didn't quite do the nut up tight enough and it's closed up. That's what I'm hoping, because then that'll be nice and simple and easy to do. But we'll find out when we get in here. Unless it's got wet, because I didn't put any more sealer around here. Dunno. That don't look like it's... That looks normal to me. Oh dear. That looks pretty normal to me. I don't know what, well, you lot can't see, but I don't know actually. It might be, that gap might be a bit too small. Right, I'm going to play around with that and see if I can get spark back. Right, I'll put it all back together. See if we got any spark now. Got it on the drill. This might not be earthy enough. Put it up there. There you go. Nothing. Nothing. Well, I reckon there's quite clearly more of an issue than just the points then. Bloody blimey. Right, I'm going to sand down. I'm going to give everything a bit of a clean, bit more of a sand, and then see if we get anything after that. Alright, a little bit of wet and dry. Sand down on our little magnet. It's got a little bit of rust on it. Give that a little bit of a sand. It won't make that any cleaner than it is. Because if it's got rust or any other stuff on it, it ain't going to work very well. You want that to be as clean as possible. Then we can just get a little bit of paper under here. Not going to be able to get it perfect by doing it under like this. I mean, if you wanted it to be perfect, you'd have to take this off and do under there. But there is some dirt under there, so hopefully we got that a bit better than it was. Let's try again. See if we've got any spark now. Not that you lot will be able to see. Still not got anything. Right, the diagnosis carries on. Right, so we're back. It's another, well, in fact it's a completely different week now. I've been having a think, so I'm going to try one more time to try and get the spark to come back on this one. But if I can't, what do I use to jam that up with? I can't remember what I bloody well use now. But if I can't, I'm gonna if I can't get the spark to come back for whatever reason, maybe I can't remember what I used to jam that up. I'm gonna try and get the other one to go, the other rotovator. And if I can't get the other one to go, I'm going to go and look for a new one. Well, not a new one, but an old one. But, you know, a new old one. Because we need a rotavator. If we work, we need a rotavator. As simple as that. Well, my dad needs a rotavator. So at first it was a case of get this one going, because this has been in the family for years, like, and it's a good rotavator, you know, and there's no sense in, you know, just discarding an old rotavator just because it doesn't work anymore. Fix it and get it going again, you know. It's very easy to fix. But the trouble that I've got is this coil is a good coil that came from the other rotavator that Colin donated, and it worked fine. But if this one's packed up as well, trying to find a coil that's the same as this is very difficult. So if I can't find a coil that works, then I can't, there's not a lot I can do. But I'm going to try another. I'm going to just mess around with these points a little bit, see if I can, because at the moment, see, I don't really know what the gap's meant to be. I usually always just guess. That's what I usually do, just guess. I usually get it pretty spot on. Well, obviously I do, because it usually works. but I'm just going to mess around with them, try and get them to see if I can get a spark, and like I said, we'll go from there. So let's see what happens. Alright, so I've changed it a little bit. I closed the gap up a little bit, just a little bit. Don't know what it is, I ain't measured it, but I think we'll be alright. So we'll see what that turns out to be like. And I was also rummaging around because I thought, well, that plug might have had it after all, and I haven't really looked at that yet. So I had a little look and found in the drawer, or in the box, a load of plugs, and I found two 6M BA plugs. One is an old one, well, not an old one, but one is one that's been used, and the other one is a brand spanking new, bitch. So we'll see. So this is the old one. It might have had it, I don't know how long it's been in there, could be dead. And I found this one. It's clearly been in something before, but it's still quite new, but it's got oil around the threads, so it's been screwed in somewhere. We'll try it. I'll plug that one in there, put that there, move you up so you can see. Okie dokie, let's have a look. Definitely nothing there. Maybe that weren't good enough earthage. Ah, a bit of a pain this one, really, to get get a good get it to stay there. Right, more playing about. Okay, so fairly confident, found what the culprit is. This little wire here goes in there. Appears to be a bit of rust inside that little hole there. If I wiggle that around in there, it sparks, and we get spark on our plug. So I'm just going to clean that out. I have to get a bit. What have I done with a little bit of sandpaper? Oh man, I had a little file as well. I've also snapped the throttle cable. So I'm going to have to nick the throttle cable off the other rotavator. Yeah, I'll nick the throttle cable off the other rotavator. But I found out what the problem is. That needs to make a connection onto there, but it can't. Obviously, that's got a bit wet or rusty over time, and when it's sitting there, and that's not quite working. So I'm just going to clean that out, clean inside that hole. We should be away, hopefully. I've got a little file in here that might go in that little hole. What is that? That's got a point on it. I wonder if that'll go in there. Oh, not that one, you tit. Not that one. Actually, that's a round one. That might be in there. That's a round point one. Look at that one. That's a nice one, isn't it? Let's try that. There we go. Yeah. Clean that out nicely. Alright. Hopefully that's cleaned that out nicely now. Let's see what happens. I got a jolt off it a minute ago, so I'm using insulated pliers now. Still not very good though, is it? Still not very good. Perhaps it needs to be cleaned out even more. Perhaps it ain't quite clean enough. I don't really know what the crack is with that. Maybe if I properly sort of wind it round there so it's properly making a good old connection, like. Might have been able to solder it on there. I mean, I don't know. Before I always just hook it through and it's been fine, but Yeah, usually I just hook it through there, and that's absolutely fine. But it's obviously not. It's not fine this time, is it? But we know that's the problem then. That's the problem. That's definitely the problem. But I don't know if that... I can't imagine that that's supposed to just be put in there. But it was before. Play around a little bit more and see what happens. Solder rubbish. Lead free solder, absolute crap. Doesn't help, of course, that the soldering iron got the wrong tip on the end of it. See if we got a spark now. Nope. Nothing. Right, so I've had a play around then. I can get it to spark, but only like if you move it around. I tried soldering it to that because that's what it was on originally. I just hooked through there, but I can rub it. I can move it around in there. I drilled the hole out as well to try and get a bit of clean metal in there. I can move it around and it will spark, and I'll get spark on the plug as well. But it won't. If it won't. I tried soldering it on as you saw, but the bloody soldering iron was shit, and the lead-free solder I've got's crap. I've run out of lead solder. I've got to get some more leaded solder, but it's lead-free solder. It's no good. You don't want lead-free solder. Anyway, that didn't work. I tried putting it on bolts anywhere to try and get it to, but it wouldn't work. But if I rub it up against there, it will spark. If I tried putting it on there, if I rub it on the tank, it sparks, and I get spark, but it just won't stay connected to anything. I thought if I drill that out, because if I put it on there, it gets a spark. But I thought, well, I'll drill the hole out then, so I've got loads of clean metal, clean it all out, and degrease it, and then solder that wire in there. But it wouldn't work. It just wouldn't work. But it'll work if I wiggle it. Very strange. So that's going to be it for this part of the videos. In the next one, I've got the for those of you that don't know, I've got an identical one of these which I nicked that coil from. So, but that was seized up. I think I unseized it. I'm going to go and dig that one out, put this coil back on that rotavator, and see if I can get that one to work in the next video. So stay tuned for that. Yeah, hopefully we get one of them going at least. Thanks for watching. Take care.